Hey Screen Watcher, welcome back to another Double Take review where we give you our 2-take double dose injection of pop culture criticism because that's what the doctor ordered. Just as a heads up, the first half of the show will be spoiler free for your convenience, at which point we'll be swinging into spoiler territory where we put a big warning on the screen just to let you know, all courtesy of our in-house genetically mutated spoiler monkeys. Without further ado, action! What are we watching? Rampage!
Ready to do this, buddy?
It's based on an old video game,
right.
I believe 1986. It started in arcades. I personally played it on the Nintendo 64 back in the day.
Tell me what it is about, like it's a simple synopsis.
It's a score-based game where you just run through the city as one of three monsters, and you beat up the city buildings, and you can tear down helicopters, and you can eat people for health. And then you just try to get the highest score and make it to the end of the stage.
Was Rock in the game also?
I don't think so.
No.
But I think it would have been a lot better. He would have done for the game what he did for this movie. That's what
could you smell what the Rock was cooking? I think Rock was cooking really delicious junk food.
A decent video game movie. I'm telling you right now.
Well,
decent.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did
I thought it was like delicious junk food.
What did you? I'm just curious. Did you like it better than Pacific Rim?
I did like it better than Pacific Rim, but at the same time, I was by the end of it, I just felt bad. I felt dumb. I felt like I was dumber as a result of watching the movie.
Well, yeah. I mean, by buying the movie ticket, you're saying I'm willing to lower my brain cells. right.
But
no, I thought it wasn't bad for a video game movie. I'm actually surprised that they made it in the first place because I never would have thought at like 7 years old that they would have made a Rampage movie. Right. I still don't know why it exists right now.
Well, let's talk about what you liked about the movie, and then we're gonna go a little bit.
It is
deeper.
true that it's something to dull the mind, but I never felt like it thought that it was trying to be something that it wasn't. The difference is that in Pacific Rim, I felt like they were actually saying, no, we're trying to be serious. We're trying to take our mythos seriously. This one doesn't give a shit. It just goes with it, and it has fun with it, and it realizes that it was based on a game where you're just monsters tearing up a city and getting a high score.
And I think that's what I liked. Everything with the gorilla, everything with the wolf, everything with the crocodile was fantastic. Like when they were going like tearing the town. I thought that was pretty good, but at the same time, we're talking about what we liked. I also liked Dwayne Johnson.
Did you?
And he had
something I didn't like. Actually.
Okay. I liked the report that he had with what's his name?
Gorilla? Jordan.
With the gorilla, yes, and also one of the co-stars, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He was playing the government agents. I thought there was a really good back and forth. There was like a playfulness as far as how they how they were going about portraying the characters. It was like a wink sort of dynamic to it. Like oh, we know this is dumb, but we're gonna like overact a little bit.
Yeah, the cowboy, the cowboy guy.
Right.
I kind of feel like he came in and he was like, guys, I have this idea. I wanna be a cowboy.
And I want to be over the top.
Yeah, and I do feel that in certain scenes, it's like, are you kidding me right now?
Right.
But I mean, it was still entertaining and funny. And
it was a bold choice, and I think paid off.
And I was willing to put it on the back burner because I was like, in a little bit, we're gonna see these monsters start some shit. Right. So I'm okay with dealing with these crappy
So why didn't you like Dwayne Johnson?
The only thing that I had noted about The Rock is he didn't come off as charismatic as he has in other movies. Like one of the big reasons I think we watch these movies is because we're expecting that Rock persona to shine through his characters. And I just feel like this one, he was a little muted without given a reason as to why he was muted. So like he doesn't like people and he prefers animals as companions, but I would have liked to have seen that explored a little bit more with his relationship with George, so that way I could have understood him a little more. But I just felt like, and I felt when I saw Jumanji, I felt the same thing, that he was toning it down, and like I don't really, when I see a Rock movie, I don't want to see a toned down Rock.
Well, I actually agree with your point. I think the problem was with the narrative, with the storytelling. I thought they just did a really piss poor job of it. They just wanted something for us to get to the point that, you know, the gorilla is going and destroying things, but the story itself, it just felt wrong. It felt really cardboard characters. And
are you leaning more towards the positive or more towards the negative for this one?
I mean, ultimately for the movie, I think I had a sugar crash. Like the movie was like a, I don't know, like if you have chocolate or if you have, you know, something that is not good for you, but
temporary high.
you enjoy it, but then at the end, like you question your life choices. It's just like, why did I do this? You know,
why did I do this?
I could have like spent my time doing something else.
I was a little bit more favorable to it, and it might have something to do with me playing the game back in the day and just the fact that it exists. But yeah, I didn't hate it, and I thought it was way better than Pacific Rim too.
Okay, so last thought.
If you want a good time, and I saw this guy jump a couple times in the theater, so if you want that for a cheap thrill, I recommend it.
I would say save your money. Honestly, I enjoyed it, but I also questioned my life choices. It might be a midlife crisis, so I don't know. But okay,
I think that's a good time,
right?
You know.
Yeah.
Outfitting, of course.
Yes.
Cue the genetically mutated spoiler monkeys! Yes. We are now mutated, and we are heading into spoilers.
Yes.
Ashton, would you like to play a game of paper, rock, scissors?
Yeah.
I have a new game for you, actually, though.
What is it?
It's Rock beats everything because he's impervious to bullets, and he can outsmart genetically mutated gators.
Yeah. So, one thing I loved was how in sync the monsters were, like the gorilla and the wolf. Okay, so one of the major plot points is in the movie, the bad guys start emanating this like sound or like wave, and then
to attract them to the city. It's basically just a plot point to get the monsters to the city.
Right. So all
and
the
monsters keep from fighting each other.
Right. The monsters have to go and destroy that satellite. So because like it was making them crazy. But in order to do that, they were like kind of like cooperating. It was like a really nice group project. If if they had to do a group project, they would have like, you know, gotten an A or something. So I guess that's one of the plot points.
I thought it was cool. You did need a reason as to why these things are not fighting each other immediately.
Right.
I was just waiting for them tearing apart a city because that's the entire game. And so I was like, how do you get these three things that are across the world converged onto one point, and so we could get that final scene. I will say, when they were tearing up the city, that was some of the coolest, not only CGI that I've seen, but it was just neat to see the game translated on the screen in a cool way.
Right.
And when the alligator or the crocodile came on screen, and it's all mutated and stuff, I thought that was cool. I always chose the lizard character in the game, so I thought the crocodile was cool.
Okay. One of the things that I absolutely hated about the movie, you talked about the fact that Dwayne Johnson maybe wasn't on top of his game acting wise. I thought it
was a paycheck for him. That's
I thought he did okay. One of the characters, one of the bad guys, was the dim-witted brother of the duo. I thought he was like he was in another movie. Like, I'm
glad they both died.
Right.
Kind of horrifically too.
Right.
I did find it kind of out of character that the gorilla ate the woman at the end.
Oh, is this a rated R movie? Like, it's
when the guy got splat. What did he get splat by exactly? Because I thought at first maybe it was one of the monster claws. Maybe it was debris falling from the top.
Yeah.
And then the blood just splatters on.
That was gruesome.
Also, the beginning of the movie had that pretty horrific death,
right?
Where the space capsule cracks and she just gets burnt on the inside, and she's screaming. And I was like, "Holy shit!"
Well, I guess one of the reasons that I didn't fall in love with the movie is just like I'm tired of all this like destruction porn. Like every movie you see, like Avengers, some of the Avengers little like side movies, Captain America. Like every time the entire world has to get destroyed, or like a big city has to get destroyed, I guess I'm over it. Do you remember? I think you watched Spider-Man: Homecoming.
I did.
Right. So that was also like there was a bad guy, but not the entire city didn't have to get destroyed. So I guess like they should move. I mean, for this movie, it makes sense because
since
it's like
we're talking about the ending. Did you ever think about where they're gonna put this giant gorilla?
No,
because they all walk off. We're like, yes, we had a good time. And we saved the day.
Right.
We're gonna find you a home, George.
Yeah.
No, they're probably not.
Okay, so spoiler alert: the gorilla comes at the end and saves everyone.
Oh yeah, he switches sides.
Like kills the crocodile, kills the wolf, or the wolf gets killed by the crocodile, and crocodile gets killed by George.
George, yeah, kebabs him, gator kebab. But yeah, I thought that was cool fight scene, and there was a couple times when the gator's fighting the Rock, and the Rock beat him, but I was a little like, oh, that's kind of scary. He's like close to eating him.
Yeah.
But so
all right,
I believe that's our review.
I think that's it. Thanks, guys, for coming back. We appreciate you doing this, taking the time to watch our videos, and please come back. We got more stuff coming, so please subscribe and like our videos and stuff.
And we will be here. We do like to end the video with a very heartfelt thank you to all the spoiler monkeys out there, genetically mutated or otherwise, for your incredible dedication to your craft.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. Keep on screen watching.